turns out my earbud mic hasn't actually been working, so this mic's picking up everything right now until I get a new pair. So let's talk about genomes and the $1,000 genome. So you might have seen about a month ago, a company called Veritas Genetics actually broke the $1,000 genome mark. So you can actually get your entire genome, all your DNA sequenced for $1,000. And that's really a huge deal considering like 15, 20 years ago, it cost billions and billions of dollars with the first human genome project, which took like 15 years to do. But like any information technology, it's on an exponential path, so the price performance is actually dropping at an exponential rate. So people are predicting it's going to be like cents in 5, 10 years. So what I really want to see happen is governments actually create a genetic genome census of the entire population. It sounds scary, but let me explain to you why that'd be truly transformative. So the key to curing a lot of the genetic diseases we have in society, and actually curing aging and becoming a bit more immortal, is hidden in the DNA. It's hidden in that code of us. And if we knew exactly what every single piece of code, every single piece of DNA does, then we could use technologies like CRISPR to actually modify it how we see fit. So being a massive layman on all this and not knowing about the actual science, I think it's just a big data problem. I don't know why we can't just get a full genome census of everyone and match it to their medical histories. So it's inevitable that genome sequencing is going to be like cents on the dollar, and people actually have it done as a routine kind of medical test in the future. But if you're a country like Australia, you can get a jump on this. So the Australian population census is actually this year. So what I was thinking is, imagine, as well as sending in their normal details, if they actually sent in a little mouth swab with their medical history. So then we'd have 24 million medical histories and DNA samples. So you could then the government could foot the cost of doing the $1,000 genome sequence on each of those DNAs over time. And with 24 million samples to sequence, that process is going to take many, many years, probably a decade. But in that process, it actually sparks the largest genetic sequencing industry in the world directly in Australia. So then what you do is you anonymise the data, that's a difficult part, but then you actually create an open data initiative. So you release that data to the world, DNA, genome sequencing, head, medical history, go. You create XPRIZE competitions where people actually win money for finding new discoveries within that DNA code. And you'd open it up to data scientists and big data companies in the world to actually find insights. And sure, there are a shitload of privacy concerns, and you can think of all sorts of dystopian future issues with this. But the insights into it will be amazing. It'll actually cure aging and disease.